Hello Internet, I'm Chaz.
And I'm Dan, and welcome to Wine is Serious Business. Today we're heading back to Oregon. We've talked before about wanting to share some of the local wines with you guys, trying to hit Oregon hard, and share some of the stuff we get to experience, because we really like it here. Today we're hitting one of Oregon's classic producers, Ken Wright.
Yeah, he's a big name in Oregon wine or Oregon Pinot production. Has been doing single vineyard bottling since 1994. He used to work for Panther Creek and Domaine Serene, and really brought those names to the forefront, I guess you should say. Robert Parker really loved those wines while Ken Wright was the winemaker. So we've got 3 of the single vineyard bottlings from Ken Wright for 2008. We got the Savoia, I believe, Savoia, Macron, and Guadalupe single vineyard bottlings. So yeah, should we just get right into them?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, I'll go ahead and pour us up. So we're going to start with the Savoia. Savoia and Macron are actually located very close to each other, and they use almost the exact same clones, or they actually use the exact same clones, right? What am I doing here? I can't talk and pour wine at the same time. Go ahead, Dan.
And this is Yamhill Carlton fruit, apparently. I didn't know too much about these. Chaz has been studying up on this a little more. Yamhill Carlton, as we've been drinking more around Oregon, is distinctly different from Dundee Hills fruit. Which is really interesting once you notice that difference, and I encourage you to try both if you're out there. So we'll see if this plays into what I think Yamhill Carlton usually is.
Mm-hmm. And we did have this as a barrel sample. I think we had the Carter and this as a barrel sample, and this was actually almost so open as a barrel sample that we could have drank it then.
Yeah, it was ready to go right now.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. Beautiful color, just a really nice ruby.
Nice light nose too. I'm getting like some strawberries, a little bit of lilac.
Yeah, the strawberries hit hard. A little bit of ripe cherry fruit, or maybe like dark cherry fruit. Really nice nose.
Yeah.
It smells, I mean, very open, very open for business. These have all been open about an hour and a half, so.
Yeah, the oak's evident, but well balanced.
Yeah, absolutely. It comes off, yeah, not so much oaky, definitely integrated well.
That's pretty nice. Some nice brighter fruits on there coming right away. I'm getting like some raspberries early on in the mid palate. Wow, it's really drying my mouth out.
Yeah, it's got a lot of acidity.
Yeah, it does.
Tannins are a little rough on the finish as well, but man, that fruit right off the bat is just awesome. It's really succulent, nice, very bright fruit, as Dan was talking about.
Little floral note right on the beginning that I was talking about on the nose. There is something kind of floral in nature. Not that I've tasted a whole lot of flowers, I guess, but right when it hits the palate, that's kind of what I get. Yeah, and boy, it's still definitely strong in the back, but good fruit and a really nice, the nice dry Pinot. Like if you like your Pinots on the drier side, you like that acidity to run out and really dry your mouth out without like the heavy tannic feel.
Yeah,
this could be right up your alley.
Yeah, good call. It's definitely got some structure going on, and it's a little brewed. I mean, granted, these are very young wines, right? These weren't put in bottle very long ago.
Yeah.
So this is definitely an early taste of these wines. These will develop, and this one definitely will develop, I think, and soften a little bit. That acidity is strong, but it's got the fruit, I think, to back everything up. So pretty nice wine. I mean, the mouthfeel of it is fantastic. Very velvety.
Yeah.
One thing that Ken Wright seems to do very well with his wines is they have superb weight on the palate. They're really, really nice.
And check this out. If when you drink it this time, don't swish around your mouth. Just drink it straight down. It's even cleaner, right?
Yeah, you don't
get
get
more of the fruit and less
of the zing.
Yeah, which is an interesting thing. I've been thinking a little bit about how you drink it, and you know, like formalize. You know, you swish around, you smell that stuff. But when you're at home, a lot of times you just drink it, and you put it back, and yeah, and it's a different experience with this wine in particular. In the end, 89 minus for me. I enjoy it. Not getting really excited about it, but it's a solid wine. I'd be happy to drink it.
A little bit of stemmy notes coming through the nose now that I've swallowed a few tastes of this.
What are these, $22 a piece, something like that?
These were, yeah, $22 a piece. So that's another thing I'd like to give props to Ken Wright for his name being as blown up as it is amongst the wine crowd. I mean, everyone knows who Ken Wright is when it comes to Oregon. he's kept his prices reasonable.
Yeah,
right?
they have.
I mean, you can get the all of the single vineyard bottlings in 750s for $45.
I'd say between 40 and 50 bucks, depending on where you're shopping and what your contacts are.
Yeah.
Which is really honorable. Again, for his name, he could make a reserve bottling. I mean, I can list a half dozen producers that sell stuff for twice what he sells his stuff for, and he's on par with all of them.
Yeah, commendable. So good job. Yeah, back to what I would score this. Man, this is a tough one for me. I like it better when I'm just kind of going down with it. The acidity's not so gripping and not so kind of rough. I would go 88 plus, I think. I think this will develop into a 90-point wine, I think, maybe with like a few years of bottle age and let it come together.
Yeah, the acidity certainly hints at it aging well.
Yeah, so, but delicious. I mean, that fruit at the start is awesome stuff.
So here's the Macron. We're going to go with a little rinse here. Try and keep it to be a really little rinse this time.
So how's your work week been?
Work week's been all right. It's been busy. I've got a lot of working on all this stuff at the same time. We're both computer guys. We do different stuff. Yeah.
Chip designer and chip maker, I guess you said, or just I work on large machines.
Manufacturing development.
There you go.
He's on cutting edge designing how to make it.
I design what's in it. Maintain large machines that make microchips.
Yeah, it's incredible. This is the Macron.
Yeah, so we get right back into the wine. So this is a 2008 Macron. Who was that guy that was at Mike's party? The guy who has tons of it.
Oh, Thomas, and I know you watched the show. Thanks for watching the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Thomas has a ton of the Macron. It seems to be one of his favorite bottlings. The only experience that I've ever had with Macron was a 1998 Macron that we probably had within the last year. And it was not intact. Like, it didn't last 10 years, right, in bottle. Most of the fruit had diminished, and it was just left with a lot of structure and like a lot of leather and dust. And so I'm interested to see what these are like young.
And I think I had an 07 that I liked, so I'm looking forward to this. And on the nose, this screams Yankel Carlton character to me. This is like the dark, earthier side. Not necessarily like super tannic, beat you up kind of dark, but just like the black earth, really.
Yeah.
Dark cherries smashed up in that earth.
Yep, and you're looking for, or at least I see a little bit of blackberry fruit as well, and then a little bit of like dried mushrooms or like mushrooms that have sat on the counter overnight, not so much dried fully.
Nice. Yeah, I was thinking something meaty maybe, but mushrooms are dead on.
Better nose than the Savoia right off the bat. I think it's deeper, a little bit more interesting. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I really like how that starts out. Nice even acidity and some really good ripe blackberry with some good fruit flavors right out of the gate.
That's a nice wine. I won't even talk about descriptors. That's just well balanced. Really succulent, delicious fruit. Perfectly balanced and diminishes at a perfect rate through the finish.
A little bit of that mushroom stuff going on the palate, but not enough to throw anything off.
Tiny bit of earth, lots of fruit, gentle structure, but still firm.
Yeah. I mean, this is I'll say, I mean, I know he oaks all of his wines significantly, and this is a really impressive use of it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't jump out at you as imbalanced at all. It's just a part of the structure, and it contributes really well to the wine. It does have a little more of that earthy funk on the palate too, which I'm kind of fond of, right? And the fruit, it doesn't diminish the fruit. It's not drowning out the fruit. It's just a part of everything. The tannins dry up a little bit on the finish. They dry up significantly on the finish, but it's not harsh.
But not harsh like the first one.
Not harsh.
The first one was rough. This is very soft tannins.
Yeah, and this isn't quite
Sweet
the
tannins.
bright, juicy fruit like this one is. This is more dark, ripe.
A little bit more mysterious, I guess you could say.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a better wine.
90 points.
I'm going to go higher. I was going to go for 92, I think, on it. The balance, I see good balance in wines, and this is even young, man. This is showing some terrific stuff. Drink this in 3 to 5 years, and you will be a happy, happy person.
Yeah, ageability, I could see that too. And nothing wrong with drinking it right now either. That's quality.